Well, today I wanted to talk about the no-brainers of full driving. Well, look, we all get really caught up when it comes to gadgets and all these fancy things we can put on our car, and we tend to forget the basics. So the analogy I like to use is, it's like going out in the boat 20 miles out to sea, and you're saying, well, look, I don't know whether I actually want to spend money on life jackets or a set of flares or a VHF radio. It's kind of a no-brainer. You'd expect if you go into a boat, especially if you're going out to sea, that you have all these high-quality items on board. Now, it's the same with four-wheel driving. You really don't have to travel far to get yourself into trouble, and there might be no one else there. So it's really important to have what I call the no-brainers of four-wheel driving, which is a basic setup to get you out of any situation. And so what we've put together here is a little bit of a compilation of products to give you a bit of an idea of what the basics are. And these are all laid out, and it might look like there's a lot of gear here, but really it's not actually that difficult. And you can see things like a fire extinguisher. That kind of speaks for itself. First aid kit, again another no-brainer. Air compressor. The moment you want to go down to the beach or off-roading, you're going to need to let your tyres down, so you need to pump them back up. A good quality tyre gauge as well is essential, and having the right recovery points. We sell a lot of snatch straps and a lot of recovery gear, but what a lot of people don't realise is that the factory points on the vehicle are actually not rated, and quite often they can actually break off the vehicle and cause a lot of damage. So there can actually be quite a bit of danger with recovery, and you've got to be set up properly. It doesn't need to be difficult, and it's not hard to do. A good set of heavy-duty recovery points are available for most vehicles, or on the back there you've got a centre point recovery pull. So a little bit of a compilation that we have here is things like a basic recovery kit. Now that's all great if you've got someone else to come along with you, and it should be your life jackets or your no-brainer. It's something that you definitely should have in the kit, but you also need to be able to self-recover. Now things like treads here, these are absolutely unbelievable when it comes to recovering the vehicle. A car that's fully bogged out and bottomed out in the sand, what the tread does is it actually gets stuck, or it'll pull underneath the tyre when the wheels are spinning, and it actually sucks the treads underneath the tyre. What that does is lifts the car up, and it stops it from being bottomed out or bellied out and allows you to drive off, so it gives you a traction device at the same time. Things like a little fold-out shovel here. These are a handy little inexpensive product that you really should have on board. This gear doesn't take up a lot of room, so you can actually hide it away. You can put it in a drawer system like this one here. A couple of other things that we've got, a set of storms, letting the tyres down. Well, we've all been there, we've all grabbed a stick and tried to let the valve down, and that's kind of good fun, but after a while it gets a bit monotonous, and not to mention you're kind of waiting around and your mates want to get going. So putting a set of storms on will let those tyres down nice and quick, and an emergency tyre repair kit. Now these are really inexpensive, and as you can see, heavy duty steel handles, all the right gear on board there, last you forever, comes with about 20 plugs. These things have personally got me out of a lot of situations. I've even punctured the sidewall on my vehicle or on the tyre and managed to put 3 or 4 plugs in to get myself to the nearest location. So one of these things has certainly saved me. Things like bow shackles and even exhaust jacks. You can see here this exhaust jack. Now this is able to be driven by the exhaust of the vehicle or by your air compressor. And I tell you what, you can really lift the car up off the ground quite dramatically and allow you to get a set of traction boards underneath, or if you don't have a set of these, whatever traction material you can find to get underneath the car, dig away with your shovel, whatever it might be. So again, I've got myself out a lot of trouble with these things as well, and they do work really well. So look, again, here's a list of some of the no-brainers for full driving. Very inexpensive, don't take up much room in the car, but allow you to get out there, and there really is like having your life jackets in your four-wheel drive. So for all your no-brainer basic four-wheel drive gear, come down to Ultimate Four-Wheel Drive. The staff here are very experienced when it comes to letting you know what's required for your vehicle and how to do all this stuff safely, making sure you don't get stranded out in the outback or even in the back box, and you're going to be 100% safe and secure knowing you know what you're doing.